And again, I'll use the word organic because
Mm.
originally the website was really just a platform for the family.
Okay.
So we'd have links, instead of just Instagram or Twitter or TikTok, we'd have a professional place that we could, we have different things that we offer between art and entertainment and such, merchandise, this and that. So originally it was a place you could go and read about our shows.
All right, Vegas, how's it going? You know who it is. Now, there's no money like show money. Few can attest to this in Las Vegas. But when you have a family full of talent and entertainers, then why not take it on the road? This power couple has a perfect balance of entertainment from stand up comedy, skits, modeling, and they're on social media. This family loves to entertain the city. Let's welcome Joe and Jessica Trammel, owners of Trammel Pro, and they have their producer with us, Brian. How are you guys doing?
Oh, thank you.
They're
Good to be here,
fantastic.
Coyle. Thanks for having us.
Oh, no problem.
We
I
got
definitely got
Canada
to.
and America.
Canada's online with us too. Brian is out in Canada, you guys who are
Yeah.
listening.
Hey, thanks a
Yes.
lot for having me on, and Joe and Jessica, thanks for bringing me into the fold. This is new for me, so I'm treading on some thin ice right now, but it seems to be going okay. We got a
That's
big one
good.
coming
That's
up
good.
in my city up here, so I'm really excited about that. But you guys go ahead and call on me when you need me.
Pleasure to have you.
All right. Hey,
Thanks for
Joe.
being here with
So
us.
Absolutely.
Jessica and Joe, real quick, have different. So, some quick advice for you two. Quick advice to the audience listening to someone who thinks you can't go into show business with your family.
Some advice on that. Well, it starts from the family. We both have been uh, born and bred through it. So Joe's family started off as dancing, and you want to tell your
Oh
story?
yeah, absolutely. And in fact, not only our family, but I've worked with so many entertainers that come from generations that are coming from some of my best friends are fourth and fifth generations of family. We got one right there talking about dinner right now in the background. Our artist June, but as far as the way things are going and the temperature of what's going after the pandemic. I'm glad you mentioned this because, as a matter of fact, there's no better time to be an entertainment as far as the
Right.
entertainment industry and acting in general to be a family of entertainers because agents and commercials and such are actually hiring full on families to come
Wow.
on and do like a commercial instead of hiring a little boy that's the little boy from one family and the little girl, the father and the mom. They're hiring full on families now. So I'm
Wow.
glad you mentioned that. And
Coming back in.
Wow.
Sorry.
yeah, she's gonna. So
Wow. That's.
I feel like we're kind of outliers in that way because I
Hmm.
believe it was harder at times, to get hired as a full family for a
Right.
project. Yeah, so
Right.
that's a great question. I'm glad you asked that. Thank you.
No problem, man. Now,
Yeah, it's not
for the.
easy, but we made it work.
Oh yeah. Now the history. I see you guys just have the chemistry. Now, did you guys meet having in mind that we were being entertainers? Now, just hearing your story, I see both you guys come from a line of entertainers. Now, when you guys met, did you guys already was aware that you both were entertainers?
Yep, yep.
Yes.
She knew I was an entertainer. She knew I was an entertainer before I knew she was. No, I
Well, he was on The Entertainer, and I actually saw the episode. And when I met him, it was in the same show. We were at the Ultimate Variety Show, the Ultimate Variety Show at the Planet Hollywood, and
Okay.
I was a showgirl, and I was the magician's assistant. And he was the headliner, but it was the
Okay.
orange jacket that I recognized, and it's this like sequence orange jacket. Like, where did I see that before? And The Entertainer all over TV.
it was the face. She didn't think about the orange jacket. It was the
And
face.
it's cute
Definitely.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
Well,
met.
it made me laugh.
Yeah, we met each other right there in the heart of the pit.
beautiful, man. It's
So they
beautiful.
say.
Well, you have a beautiful family, I must say. Both of you guys are drop dead, handsome and gorgeous. I
Thank
don't
you.
Oh,
see
Thank you
I don't
so
see
much.
where you guys will have any problem. And you guys are ageless. I can tell. You guys look like you guys
Yes.
are going to be like that forever.
Thank you,
Let's.
Kyle.
I'm glad I have both of you. So with this in time, I want to get to both of you guys. Let's get on Joe. Joe, let the audience know about your background and lead into your career here in Las Vegas as an American actor and comedian.
okay. My background. I appreciate you asking, and I appreciate what you said too. I'm extremely blessed man here
Yes.
with my family, and I couldn't ask for more. And it's all organic, it's all organic with our children. Like for instance, my son is incidentally becoming a stand-up comedian, and I did not push that on him whatsoever. He just started doing that on his own. He's all boy.
Right.
He skateboards and does the BMX and everything, but he gets up
Right.
there on the mic and he's very. As a matter of fact, I think he's a lot more comfortable on stage than I was as a child.
Cool.
Mine was organic as well. My mom was a showgirl at the Tropicana, Follies Bergère, and in fact, she danced in the shows up until she was about 6 or 7 months pregnant when I was in her
Right.
belly. So you could say I was out there before I was even out there
Right.
on my feet. So I come from that line as far as entertainment. It was my mom, and just being around that and the kind of shows she worked with Andy Kaufman. So when I was younger, I got to get up on stage with him, and
Cool.
he's a legend in comedy. I'm sure you've heard of or
Yeah,
maybe seen him. I got to get up on stage with him when I was really young, so that's kind of my background, and it's all I really know is show business. So when the
that's right.
pandemic happened and we were the non-essentials, it's been a tough road back. I'm sure both of you
Yes. Yes.
for
Yes. Yes.
for especially for entertainers in the entertainment capital of the world in Las Vegas. So my generation in Vegas started before me, and I'm very I'm very I'm very honored to
That's right.
to to have had such a great career in this town. I'll tell you.
Beautiful.
My father
Yes.
as well. He'd fly in on private jets just to watch Sinatra. My mom and dad be watching him right there in the center booth at the Riviera, and then I would end up there, 30 years later as a headliner in the same room and in his dressing room. So
It's amazing.
it's pretty surreal.
Beautiful.
So I think that kind of explains where my background came from.
That's beautiful. That's
And
beautiful. Joe, I
Born a
know
star.
you guys do a lot of shows. Out of all the shows you guys have done, either as a family or you solo, just name one of your favorite ones that you've performed.
Andy Williams.
By far.
Yeah, we
Andy.
Andy
Okay.
Williams would be. I think we both agree on that one, right? So
Magical.
so our favorite show happens to be one that we did that we worked on together.
Okay.
I
Okay.
had the opportunity of working. Well, this is it's Andy Williams. It was the Andy Williams show at the Moon River Theater in Branson,
Okay.
and he had asked me to headline and make an appearance in his show. So I was able to do three
Full season.
seasons. Yeah, 3 seasons.
Yep.
We did 3 seasons, and it was just amazing. So I left my gig once a year for 2 months, and we would go to Branson. In fact, our
Wow.
daughter June, her middle name June
Wow.
River, which rhymes with Moon River. That's where she was conceived. Was there.
Andy Williams actually wanted to marry us
Yeah,
when we were
Andy
younger.
wanted to marry us, and we at the
He wanted
time
our family and everyone there.
we didn't have everybody there. But I tell you, I wish now when I
For
look
sure.
back at it. God rest his soul. Just a beautiful
Right.
man, and so that one's a no brainer. Yeah, we got to work in what 2008, 9, 10,
Yep.
right before he
3 years.
passed. Yeah,
Oh
so we
man,
have a
that's
lot of history
beautiful.
there.
That's beautiful. Now, sitting next to you is your beautiful wife, Jessica, your teamsters, your partner. Let's get on you. Let
That's
us know about your background, Jessica, leading to you as a modeling. And then also, she has her own show, The Burlesque Public Figure. Let us know about it.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I also started from dance background, but ballet was my forte. and in the Air Force. So I grew up as an Air Force brat, and I had the uh, chance to dance all over Europe. I was a touring dancer with the London Ballet, the London Academy of Performing Arts. Then I moved over to the States when I was about 12, started dancing with the Portsmouth School of Ballet and the Boston Ballet. And 6 days a week, 3 hours a day, it was intense. And by the time I was 15,
That,
I decided to go solo. And I went solo, became a professional dancer, and started touring the West Coast. Moved to
hmm.
California, decided that Vegas is where it's at. Met Joe. The rest is basically history.
Trammel Pro.
Yeah, but it was in my blood to keep moving because of the Air Force, so I
Yeah.
kept going and dance competitions. And after I had my kids, we went back east and I started opening up burlesque shows and producing and doing different touring markets out there with different comedy clubs, and had a troupe, the Main Teas, which is still running right
Okay.
now.
Okay.
And during the pandemic, we started doing some live things, even me being in Las Vegas and then being in Maine, all these live things we're doing right now, we can still do. And it was pretty fun
Mm,
to do during the pandemic,
mm.
Yeah.
keeping it alive.
Nice. Nice. I love it. Let us know about the show, the burlesque public figure.
Thank you. Well, the burlesque public figure is who I am as Heather LaFeather. So Jessica Trammel
Yes.
is the producer off stage. That's who you're talking to. But when I get all into scene, character, and it's lights, camera, action, I go on stage, and you're going to get Heather LaFeather.
Oh
So
yeah.
that's the
Hey.
entity where I can kind of let it all out, as if a comedian were to let it all out with a microphone.
Correct.
In burlesque, we do it with a striptease. So
Hey.
anything happens on stage and it goes into a storyline.
Right.
And it can be messy, it can be funny, it can be, edgy, or anything goes, just like in comedy. So it really works
Beautiful.
hand in hand.
Yeah. So the one that appears, just so you know, when she does appear in my show, Heather the
Okay.
Feather appears in my comedy show, not my wife Jessica, because I still get to
Right.
talk behind her back because she's not there that night.
That's beautiful. Now, that's one thing about it. As I noticed on social media, you guys shows are more than just a regular amateur show. They're more like storylines. And that makes me think, like, why have you guys thought about like writing out a sitcom? I can see you guys really with the family sitcom.
You know what? It's interesting. Thanks for saying that. I think it's more of a it's more of a reality show right now,
Right.
but we do have a story. We've actually pitched. We've been pitching a sitcom, as a matter of fact, that
Okay.
that's
Came from a
that's
documentary.
that came from a
Okay.
documentary, and then it organically turned into something else from a comedy writer that's incidentally writing a sitcom that
Mm,
that's that well, the character that I've been cast for, and her are both very similar to who we really are.
Makes it easy.
all
and
right.
and 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 it was and yeah, it's very interesting because it's a pretty unique story. To be given a script like that was
Right.
it's very surreal, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's
Wow.
just happening as we speak, so
But
I'm
it's
glad you asked.
RV is what it is.
It's about the RV life.
And we live
Yes.
RV living full
That's
time.
right.
Okay.
We've been
Yes.
doing
Okay.
that since the pandemic.
Yeah.
And
Home
so
on wheels.
that's kind of the story. It would be a good sitcom.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
That would
that
be
part,
cool. That would be cool. And you
especially in the
guys,
entertainment field.
that is trending right now too, just to let you know. So RV, family traveling, all that, that's trending. So you guys will kind of be ahead of the
Thank
curve,
you.
Inspiring.
doing that.
Inspiring.
It's
Right.
there's
Right.
some really yes. Oh, absolutely. There's some really inspiring stories. Families, couples, singles, just you name it. Of people. As a matter of fact, we are world schooling our kids, and this has kind of afforded us to be able to travel and world
Right.
school them. We've been able to we haven't traveled as much as we're going to go to Canada though next year in June. But we have traveled. We've been able to travel. Like for instance, before we went to Sedona, I'll give you an example. The
Okay.
children started learning about the Indians and the culture there before
Mm,
they went. So when they sat with the Indians and made jewelry, they knew a
right.
little bit of the culture
Mm,
before they went. And that's
mm.
a little bit of an idea about what world schooling is as an
Wow.
entertainment family and our children, which started
Beautiful.
after the pandemic.
Oh yes, beautiful.
Thank
Now,
you.
you guys have a show that is coming up in June. Big show. Was the reason why we do have Brian on. Also, give us a briefing
That's
on
right.
the new show that's coming up, and then also let's let Brian in so he can give his piece on too, and how he contributes to everything.
Oh, absolutely. I'm really, this is a great question because I think it also contributes to how our website's building. And again, I'll use the word organic because
Mm,
originally the website was really just a platform for the family.
okay.
So we'd have links, instead of just Instagram or Twitter or TikTok, we'd have a professional place that we could, we have different things that we offer between art and entertainment and such, merchandise, this and that. So originally it was a place you could go and read about our shows and you could order it on a corporate level. Uh, but then all of a sudden, I think because of the pandemic too, because of the way people are cross advertising and promoting and meeting, we met Brian, okay, which is I'm
Mm,
kind of
mm,
introducing him. And,
okay.
and, and that's a perfect example. We have a few others on there. We're not in a hurry to try to get a bunch of people that we,
People we believe in.
it's an entertainment
Right.
connection that people
Okay.
that do things like we do. And we met Brian, and he's just an extraordinary person, and
Okay.
so he fits perfect
And
into
he's a
this.
giver. He gives back to the
Yes,
community, and
that's
that's what we do.
I love
exactly
it.
the
Love
very
it.
first thing is the giving part. Yeah,
Right.
and so so now we've connected, and we haven't even worked together yet. We will be working now. Now the gig, I'm going to give this over to Brian, but the gig in January is until
No.
June,
Yeah.
Okay.
until June of next year. However, I am going to be bringing Brian. The reason why I'm going to Canada in June is
Okay.
because that's going to be about the middle of our tour, which I'm launching my first tour after the pandemic.
Okay.
So I'll be going to different cities and then meeting up with Brian as part of my tour. So that's it's
Mm.
all you now, Brian, baby. I can't
Yeah.
wait.
Brian.
We're
This
excited.
guy, oh, by the way, wait till you hear his history. The books the
Brian.
book you wrote.
Well,
Yes, sir. Let
Yes,
us know
okay.
about you.
I'm
We're all
excited.
ears,
Brian,
Brian. We're all ears.
well, first and foremost, they say that people that have so much in common usually end up together. So listening to the story, first of all, with Jessica, my dad was a 28-year veteran in the Royal Canadian Air Force, so I'm a base brat. And I've lived over in Europe, I lived in Australia, and parts of the U.S. Um, but my background, my education is in physical therapy. So I worked 44 years in professional hockey as a physical therapist. But when you're working in professional hockey and you're working in multi-use buildings, you run into people that you don't expect to run into. So um,
mm,
I
mm,
ended up touring with Kiss during the off season one time when Paul Stanley he was in a car accident on July 4th, and they had to shut the tour down for about a month. And
mm,
when they were coming back, I was working with a AAA team in Salt Lake City at the time, and they got a hold of me and asked if I would work with them that one night. Well, we bonded so well that one night. I finished the tour through the Pacific Northwest with them. It was called their Hot in the Shade tour, and that's when they had no
That's awesome.
makeup. That's the only tour they went on had no makeup. Another time, I taped Elton John's ankle. So I've always been in the background, as a physical therapist in pro sports. You're in the background. working on those tours, I was in the background. I said, you know what? I want to get in front. I want to get in front. I want to produce. I want to do something for this beautiful community I live in here up in British Columbia. So we're taking a hockey rink next June, and we're curtaining off it. We're only going to use half the arena. We're going to have about a 2,500 seating and about 30 tables on the floor, tables of 8 on the floor. And I'm bringing in 6 comedians that all perform in Vegas. Joe's going to headline the first half. A guy named Steve McNally is going to
Beautiful.
headline the second half. I'm bringing in, like I said, Joe, Steve, Joe Stapleton, who's with Poker Stars, and he also does stand up, is coming in. Christine Feckety, Sarah Halstead, and Rich Chasler. So
Awesome lineup.
Yeah, that's
yeah, I mean,
That's a killer. But
and we're charging, because of the size of the venue, we're charging $20 a ticket. And tickets are flying out the door right now because people are like, they're looking at going, $20? Are you kidding me? This is going to give people in the town of Chilliwack, or the city of Chilliwack, which is an hour and 15 minutes from Vancouver, the option to see a big time show in their town and not have to drive to Vancouver or 90 minutes to Seattle to see the same thing, and then pay $100 a ticket.
Correct.
So I am
right.
but I got to tell you, and I get animated, and I'm sorry, I'll apologize up front, but I call this my Ocean's 11 production. The reason I do is I've got 6 comedy superstars that have taken a little bit of a beating on what their fee is so they can all perform together. Kind of like an Ocean.
Wow.
They have Brad Pitt and they have Julia Roberts and all these big stars. They can't pay them each $20 million, to that movie. So they take a cut and get. So I've got Joe coming in for next to nothing. I like to joke with him. I said, Joe, as stand-up comedians, we get paid weekly, very free weekly. So I am so excited. He was the last one added to the roster, and he put it over the top. He absolutely put it over the top. Steve McNally called me and he goes, gosh, he said, you got Joe. He goes, what an addition. He goes, he's a headliner. I said, he's headlining the first half. It's a 90-minute show. I got an opener, a feature, and a headliner in the first half. I got an opener, a feature, and a headliner in the second half. And I got Jessica coming in because this is my first show producing. And I don't have a clue, okay?
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
Oh, yeah, you do.
You're doing great.
Sound and the light every day and just, converting the arena, what it's going to cost. We got a great deal with 89 JR Country here in Chilliwack that are running ticket contests. They're going to be interviewing Joe and the other comedians in the new year, a couple times a month leading up to the show. We're doing a meeting at the Jolly Miller pub the night before. And then one of my sponsors when I tour, Shem Source for Sports, has jumped on board as well. And so I have a sponsorship with Vans Shoes that when I go on stage, I have to wear Vans. Well, Vans have jumped in and said, okay, you got 6 comedians coming in. We're going to fit them all and give them a pair of Vans. I said, no, you got
That's awesome.
7th pair.
Wow.
Brian, I wear Vans. I wear Vans on stage.
That's so exciting.
But I told Vans I got a second pair.
That's exciting.
A pair for Jessica, and they go, well, we don't do heels. So
I they do healing.
I think they do pink checkers, though.
That is so cool. What an awesome addition. That's a huge surprise.
Yeah, that's a huge surprise. And Brian, as a matter of fact, when he said the Ocean's 11 thing, and that it's funny, but I think we all just want it to be successful.
That's right.
That's the goal first is to be successful and have giving in mind. Whatever we do make, we're giving the futures now, which I want to make sure we put a link to that as well.
Futures Now
Yeah,
Foundation.
the Future is Now Foundation for the homeless. 100% of everything that goes to the Future is Now is used to feed the homeless. As a matter of fact, right before Christmas, they my friend who and founder John Schultz of Futures Now just fed 2,500 homeless families
Wow,
That's
through the
amazing.
that's
Futures
good
Now, and I've
news.
been
Good
working with them
news.
for years, and so I want to make sure I mention that. So as far as the Canada thing, we just want it to be successful, and as a matter of fact, it's almost closing out my tour. I do one more show in the Boston area, and then it's going to be closing out. So we're very excited about it.
Thank
This
you
is
so much, Brian,
beautiful.
for
Oh,
having us.
you know what? This is like this is big for this town, and when you see the venue, you're gonna love the venue. I mean, it's a great venue, and I'm in meeting with them, and they're a learning curve. Like talking about pipe and drape in the locker rooms and stuff like that, and but they're
It's
like
exciting.
I met with the catering department this week, and I met with the sound and light people. So it's great. And then this is kind of like it worked out well for me with the sound and light people because the week
Mm.
following this show is all the graduations, and that happens in the arena. So they're coming in to do all the rigging anyway. So yeah, so
Hey,
Oh,
Well, that's
that's
fantastic.
great. Gotta
Yeah.
love
yeah,
that.
yeah. So
yes.
I mean, this is an auditorium. When you think of comedy, there's not too many comedians. We mainly work in theaters, auditoriums. That's
Clubs.
yeah, or clubs. For any comedian to be in an auditorium like
Big
that
deal.
is just like that's
Right.
just you know that's a
Huge.
massive show. That's a massive
Yes.
level. Yeah.
I was sold already when he said the ice rink and the setup. I was already sold on it. Then your energy, Brian, your
Yeah.
energy alone already has me pumped to see just even I can vision it by you explaining it. I mean, I would be honored just to walk across the stage with all the liners you got. Sounds like it's really big, and I can
well,
imagine the community
Well,
can't
why don't
wait
you
for
come
this
with
to
us then?
happen.
and I'm gonna host.
Come
Oh,
with us.
Coil, come along.
Come with us,
yeah,
man.
I'm gonna host.
Oh man, it sounds like it. Yeah, it sounds like I'll be doing that.
I'm so I'm so humbled
Absolutely.
being able to host with these six people coming on. But I'm glad you mentioned my energy because I had a promoter. I just did a tour in October over in the UK, and we're in
Hmm.
Glasgow. And I overheard the promoter talking. I was a feature for Christine Fecity, and I heard the promoter talking to the host, and they go, "I don't know about this Patafi guy. He's a please thank you guy. He's yes sir."
Patafi.
And the host who worked with me the night before in Edinburgh says, you know what? When he walks on that platform, something clicks. And that's how it is.
That's
If
right.
you put a camera and a microphone in front of me, something clicks in my head. And I don't know if it's my ADHD or growing up with a speech impediment and I was scared to talk in front of people. But yeah, when Showtime comes around, being able to host these six people, it's going to be a thrill. And then getting
Right.
to work with Joe leading up to that, some of his shows when he's out on tour, is I look forward to that too. I really do.
Oh, absolutely. You're going to definitely be doing that, Brian. And I want to mention, it just dawned on me, since Brian comes from a skating background, it didn't even dawn on me. I don't think I've ever told you this, but it adds a little bit to my resume for the podcast. But I used to do not halftime, but the quarter they would bring out for the hockey here in Vegas. They bring out entertainer. One of they have what, two quarters or
Hmm.
whatever.
Yep.
They used to put a carpet out. They'd roll a carpet, and I would go out in the middle of the ice and do my act.
Wow.
And I'll tell you, those audiences are on fire. Those hockey audiences, I'll tell
Yeah.
you.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
Well, I haven't seen a Golden Knights game. This was when they were the Wranglers here in
okay.
town.
I
Or
Yeah,
remember.
before. Yeah, I have not even seen we haven't even been to a Golden
We went
Knights
to the
game.
Silver Knights
We went to the
Yeah.
Silver Knights
Silver
though.
yeah,
Knights.
Yeah,
because of
Go
Steve. Steve
Henderson.
gave us tickets.
because of Steve. Yeah.
Shouts out to Henderson.
Yes,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
yes.
Oh yeah, lots of history there. As a matter of fact, we lived in Henderson for what about 7 years before.
Seven
That's
Hills.
right.
And 7 Hills, yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's been
And
17 years.
Now it's
I
been
haven't
17 years. Yeah,
I haven't been
it's
to a
coming up.
Golden Knights game either, so I think we gotta mark that down. Shame on us. We need to check out a game.
Let's make that
That would be
happen.
Yes,
Yeah, let's
we
do that
do.
Yeah.
together.
Okay, we can do that.
Good beats.
as a hockey purist myself and somebody, and I worked in the NHL with the Calgary Flames for 20 years. I was just absolutely amazed at what Las Vegas has done with their hockey team. You know what? To take an expansion team like that and create the excitement they've created in the first year, go to the
Right.
finals. That's typical Vegas, though.
Oh, I know.
That's got to be the and there's a different thing. When I talked to Joe, I was doing some shows in Hollywood a couple of weeks ago, and Joe goes, "You know what?" He goes, "Playing, the Comedy Store in Hollywood." He goes, "That's huge." And I go, "Is it big
It's
playing
huge.
Vegas?" He goes, "You tell me afterwards." And in
Yeah,
Hollywood, those were huge. And nothing against playing Savannah, Georgia, or Augusta, Georgia. Nothing. I had fun there. You know what I mean? But Vegas and Hollywood, it's just different.
Right. Right.
that's.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about the rooms where everything
Yeah,
started. You can't get. You know what I mean? And there's some rooms like that in Vegas as well. As a matter of fact,
Legendary.
the Laugh Factory is probably right now the last of the Mohicans because it was Dangerfields back in the day, and then it was the Comedy Stop, and it's been there for years. And I've been lucky enough to play it throughout the years. But other than that, I mean, the Comedy Store is where Brian played is absolutely it's one of probably the top three clubs in the United States. Coveted for a comedian to want to get on.
yeah,
So congratulations,
yeah.
Brian.
Well, it was
Oh
surreal.
yeah, Brian.
I played the one in,
Brian, you're
and
oh
then
no, go ahead, Brian. Finish up. Go ahead.
I was scheduled for the one in La Jolla on a Thursday night, and then on the Friday I was bringing my car back to Canada and catching a flight a few days later to come to Vegas. But I got an hour out of Pasadena, and my phone rang, and it was a promoter. He said, "Hey, I want you tonight at the Comedy Store in Hollywood." I said, I'm an hour out of Pasadena heading back towards Canada. He goes, "Does your Canadian car not know how to do a U-turn?" I said, "Getting off the next exit." And I went,
That's good.
and that was huge for me. It was.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Good move.
So I'm
Oh
a
yeah. This is
60-old
beautiful.
rookie.
I love talking to Brian because Brian's my kind of guy. I can talk to Brian. Each topic is like a new podcast session. I can have a whole
I
total different
know,
show
I
with
know.
Brian. Yes,
He's new here too.
I love it.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
sure
I
he's
know
full
you.
of ideas, and it's just I love people like Brian who's full of passion, excitement, and ideas. Yeah, you can go nonstop like that. You
We
can.
love them too.
Well,
We love them too.
see, I met these two online. Number one, I saw their son. He goes, his stage name is Jett Monkey, and I saw him do a set online from uh, over at Pawn Stars at the tavern there. He did a set. And the
Mm,
kid was hilarious, right?
yes.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Well,
He's adorable. He's really
I'm in my 60s, just starting this, and this kid's knocking it out of the park.
He was
Oh,
7 at the time.
Right.
Yeah, he was just a
and
little
then
one.
so I
So
commented on
proud
it.
of them.
Then all of a sudden I saw their website and I said, "Hey, look, I need help. I need help. Like in this business." And I'll tell you, and Joe and I talked about this. For every 20 emails I send out trying to find a gig or promote myself or market, I get one answer. There's 19 of
That's
Right.
right.
so I needed somebody that knew the business. These two, they've got me on their website now.
Oh yeah.
I emailed Jessica one day.
It looks like you look good on that
Well,
website.
Hey, you know what,
I'm
Brian? If it
telling
makes you feel any better, Babe Ruth's statistics of striking out is about the
well,
same.
I said to
That's right.
Jessica, I
That's
don't
right.
apologize, but I'm telling people in Canada, you guys are my agent.
Oh, that's a
That's
huge,
right.
huge
Giving me
thing. We'll do anything for you, but we won't take anything from you.
That's right.
it's
Yeah, it's a connection.
credibility.
It is. Yeah, yeah. For the record, it's a connection place, but we have no problem representing the
Absolutely.
talent we got it right there on this
Love it.
podcast. That's
I
why he's
love
on
it.
this
I
on the show.
appreciate you guys. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. Now, before we run out of
Appreciate you,
time,
Coil.
I want to get into this or that for Jessica and Joe. We're going to find out this or that of what you like. And then also, we're going to find out how very, very Vegas you are. Okay. All right. So you guys can, I guess you
Absolutely.
can switch off and you guys could decide who answer or both pick. So for the first one for this or that, for a late night Whopper, would you prefer cheese or no cheese on your Whopper?
I'll take this one. Extra cheese.
Extra cheese. That's right. Do you eat tomatoes too
Maybe
with it?
even two of them.
Do you
Yes,
have
everything,
tomato? Yes,
no onion.
everything. I don't do the tomatoes. I'll do everything but no tomatoes.
Cheese with her popcorn.
Oh.
Yep. She's
I
So
one of
dip,
you,
those.
dip,
She
the dip.
dips.
she's the cheese on everything.
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
All
She
right.
married cheese. Right here.
All right. So, Joe, then it's for you. I know you guys have children, and it's either out here in Las Vegas. Are you Team Walgreens or Team CVS?
Okay. So you know what? I'm gonna have to go. It's kind of like, yeah. Well, CVS is isn't it kind of the discount version of Walgreens?
I
So
think so.
I don't know. Everything's a little cheaper, the CVS. So since I'm a cheap guy, I'll probably end up in CVS. I don't know.
I think they go
That's
back
what
and
we're going
forth because we go to
That's
Walgreens
where
and
I
I
get all
think
my
it's cheaper.
medications.
Then you go to CVS and you find out it's cheaper. I think they go back and forth.
They're competitors.
They probably do, but I get my medications at
Yeah, I
CVS.
CVS for medications for me too. So I'm with you on that one. All right. So the last one now. So since we're on burgers, we're gonna stay on burgers for you, Jessica. So we're gonna step it up to In and Out. You prefer grilled or raw onions for In and Out?
No onions, thank you.
No onions.
In and out. Yeah, no onions, but I do love their animal style fries with
Right.
no onions.
Hey, it's funny you say that. My daughter, she hates onions, but she only eats them on the animal style fries. It's weird. She hates onions though,
Okay.
but only eats them on the animal style fries. Right? Yeah, I love animal. I get animal everything. Even the burger has to be animal style. It gets messy,
Oh,
but yeah,
Absolutely.
yes.
delicious. Love it.
All right, love it, you guys.
And burgers
So
are my fave. Good
okay.
question.
So the last one, we're gonna see how very, very Vegas you are. So this one, who is considered the first celebrity chef to open a signature restaurant on the Las Vegas Strip? I'm going to give you three options. So, who is considered the first celebrity chef to open a signature restaurant on the Las Vegas Strip? Is it Michael Mina, Wolfgang Puck, or Tia Mowry?
Wolfgang Puck.
You got it, Jessica. Wolfgang Puck. Yep. Good job. Good
Thank
job. Good job. Yes, he was the first one. Yeah. All right. All right.
Thank God for my wife. That's all I got to say.
Yes. Hey, with the most important thing for Trammel Pro, you guys, I want you guys to let the audience know your social media handles. I have your website in the show notes for those who are listening. You can go directly into the show notes and click onto their links. Also, I have Brian, the producer you guys heard. He's also in the show notes. You can click. So you guys, Trammel Pro, Jessica and Joe, you guys go first on your social media handles, and then let Brian give out his social media handles.
Okay, my social security is
Not the social
600.
security number.
I'm gonna have to.
I'll take over.
I'll have to. That's why I
my
have to
goodness.
have her do this.
He's giving out my PIN number and everything.
I watch her just
Okay.
okay, and that's when you say power couple, she does all this stuff. I mean, watching her do this, it's like watching my son do Minecraft.
That's
It's
right.
like just to get into this Wi-Fi thing. Go ahead.
So Joe Trammel, it's just at Joe Trammel, and he also has his personal one, which is at Joe.Trammel. So Joe Trammel, me, I'm at Jess Trammel, also at Heather LaFeather, and that's an L-E, Heather L-E Feather. And those are Instagram.
And it's Trammel or Trammel, like you said, Trammel or Trammel, tomato.
Trammel, yeah, Trammel. Let them know the website, though, because the website is nice. You guys can't leave that out now. Come on, the website.
Absolutely not. Thank you so much. It is trammelpro.com. And that's TRAMMELP as in Peter, RO.com.
Yes, and that is in the show notes, you guys. And Brian, come on, let us know. How can we find you, Brian?
Okay, going to show you that. All right. So my Facebook is Brian Pataffy Comedy. Instagram at Brian Pataffy Comedy. And TikTok at Brian Pataffy. And then my website is brianpataffy.com. But if you want to find me on my agent's website, go to Trammel Pro Certified. And I'm on. So,
Yes.
but yeah, I don't do Twitter anymore. I got into a bargaining war with Elon. He won. I tried to buy it. He won. But the way he's running it, I'll give him $8 for it in the new year, and I'll probably.
That's right. That's right. I love it. Hey, before I let you guys know, just the reason why Jessica and Joe brung up the sitcom, because I had a vision when I seen you guys plays and started doing research, that I had some idea that probably later offline that we can get up and probably write together, and it's a storyline we could put together, and it'd be very interesting. And I think you guys would be good for it to fit. Yeah. So offline we will discuss that, and then see how can we put that together.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Love it.
Thank you. Yes.
Right. All right. But I thank you guys for joining me. All right. I thank you guys for joining me. You guys are great. Audience, I thank you guys for listening. Their links are right here in the show notes. You guys connect with them. Check out the show. Also, you guys keep in touch for the June. I'm definitely planning on heading out there with them. I definitely got to see this myself. And I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Yes. All right.
Thank you all for listening with us
so
tonight.
Much.
Thanks for having us, Quinn.
This was
no
fantastic.
Problem.
Visit Vegas places.
All right. You guys take care. Love you, audience. You guys, thank you for tuning in. You're welcome, Brian. I appreciate you too, man. And I see you guys next Friday. Bye-bye, you guys.
Bye.